Hello everyone, I'm Matt the Friendly Board Gamer and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be doing a solo playthrough of The Forest of Fate, which is a storytelling survival adventure and a fun one at that, assuming that we will survive. So what we have our items, artifacts, skills and status cards. We will be playing two characters. We may be the warrior or the thief or the sorcerer, the shaman, the bard or the ranger. So I'm going to shuffle up and set up the game. It is super simple to set up and play. I'm going to show you how we do that today. So we are going to be playing with the bard and the ranger. As you can see, they each have different stats on the bottom of the card here. They can be good, they can be great, and all sorts of things. So the bard has good speed, he has great style, great force and some good wits, whereas the ranger here, he is slightly different, and the ranger has good force, great speed, great care and good wits. So each of these also has two skill cards that we get to choose. So they are the bard's skill cards and here are the rangers. So the bard, let's move them out of the way. The bard could have a celebratory dance or a soul binding ballad. So each time you personally succeed in an encounter that you faced by taking the damage, draw a skill card at random. All the characters with that skill gain 1 life point each. You must have at least 3 life points to begin the dance. Or the soul binding ballad temporarily boosts the target's chosen skill by 1 level. If the encounter is failed, any damage taken by the target is also dealt to you. Costs 1 life point and you must have at least 4. I think I might go for the... Let's go for the celebratory dance. We start off with 10 hit points there. If the ranger, we got sound the alarm, which before the second part of an outcome, which I'll explain in a minute, has been read, you may pull any character back, including yourself, to try again with a different character or skill. Do not read the final part of the outcome. Cost you a life point, but I think I'm going to play Scout Ahead, which is choose a skill card at random. If you are great at that chosen skill, discard the final encounter card and move the finishing post 1 step closer. If you are good, there's no effect, otherwise lose 3 life points. Oh, perhaps not then. Perhaps I might will send the alarm. I don't like losing life points because I don't want to die. I want to make it towards the end of the encounter. So I have my ranger set up, I have my bard set up. So there are a number of quests that we can choose. There's 5 quests here. I'm going to shuffle these up and we will pick one. And we are going to be playing... What have we got? We have got the Dungeon's Mouth. So each of these will start off slightly different, has a little bit of narrative text, which I will read out now. So, another day, another dungeon. Your knees creak as you steadily make your way back up the stone steps. Your arms and back are sore and you already found enough gold to pay for repairs, or you barely found enough gold to pay for repairs to your equipment. Adventuring really isn't all it's cracked up to be. So I'm going to put that here and we gain a random item to start. So I will shuffle these up and I will draw some gold. We have some gold. Okay, so who am I going to give this to? I think I'm going to give that to the ranger for the time being. So now we have the encounters and there are a ton of encounters, so each game is going to be very different. I'm going to give these a shuffle up today. We're going to play a normal game, so we need 8 encounter cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we also need the finishing post, which is where we're trying to end up. And when you set this up, you can set it up in whatever sort of path you want. So I'm going to set something up like this. And you'll see why this is potentially important later on. So I'm going to go this way, up there, and around to the final encounter. So that is basically the game all set up. It's dead simple to play. All you do is reveal the first encounter. I'm going to reveal this one. We have the Wandering Oak. That's strange. Although the wind has dropped, the trees here are all still creaking loudly, almost as if talking to one another. Just then, a branch takes a swipe at you. You spin to find a gnarled wooden face staring back at you intently. And you've got all these symbols here, and all these symbols around the edges, they're all the same. and they all relate to the icons and the stats and skills that you have on your card. So we are coming this way, and we can choose to encounter this with style. We also have, what's this one? A guile, I think it is. Check the rule book. What do we have? Observation. Observation, I think it is. We have wits, and we also have force, and I can pick any of my characters to deal with these wandering oaks. And I'm going to try and pick a character that is great at that skill. So I'm going to pick my bard. He's got this great style. So the number on it, 962. I enter that into the Forest of Fates website that can be downloaded onto a phone or run from a laptop, and it gives you a bit of narrative text. So a second limb catches you in the stomach, effortlessly lifting you from the ground. Before you know it, you're holding on for your life. And you can't see this, but on the app you select great, because I am great at style, and it gives you the second part. You regain your balance and shuffle down the branch into the oak's crown. Limbs thrash wildly all around you, raining leaves, but the tree is unable to reach you. After a few minutes, it gives up and forgets you were even there. So I've successfully passed my first encounter. I took no damage. That was a pretty good outcome, I think. And because I did with the bard, each time you personally succeed in an encounter that you faced by taking no damage, which I did, draw a skill card at random. All other characters with that skill gain 1 life point each. We're already on full health anyway, but let's show it to you anyway. The ability, so I'll shuffle these up, draw a skill card, and we have the skill of style. Now the bard has style, so he would have gained a life point if he had lost any, but he didn't. So there you go, first encounter down. We need to make it all the way to the end and hopefully survive. So second encounter, we have a torrent. Thunder rolls in overhead as the heavens open. You've never seen so much rain. Within minutes, a strong current rises where you stand. In what must be an old riverbed, you're going to get washed away. So there you have it. You also see at the bottom here, it's got a bypass. So if you have the particular item, you can bypass this event or this encounter for free straight away without resolving anything. So we're coming this way. So we have, again, we have some care. You can take great care. The ranger is great in care. We also have force, but the ranger is only good, although the bard is great. We have some good wits for the ranger and the bard. And we can go for some style again. Again, the bard is still great in style. The ranger doesn't have any. I'm thinking we do something a bit different. I think we should approach this carefully. I think the ranger is going to do this with care. So this is this icon here on the bottom. You can see that there. So we need to go to encounter 816 in the app. So 816 says something strange has happened. Are you facing the dark web or torrent? We are facing a torrent. We have a choice here. Trying not to stray too far from the path, you grab hold of the sturdiest branch within reach and cry out for help. We are great in our care. You hear an almighty crash overhead. Your whole world flashes brilliant white, and you suddenly feel a searing pain down one side. You've been struck by lightning. Oh no. I lose 6 life points. Wow, that was not a good encounter. But either way, we have passed the encounter and onwards, upwards to the next one. The ranger is not very good. He wasn't very careful, was he? So we have raining earth falling on from the turret. It's still raining. Your path takes you far down into a natural gully, flooded with shallow water, probably from this big turret that we've got here. The walls rise up high on either side, blotting out almost all sunlight. You hear a shuffling and look up. It's a rock slide. We can bypass this if we had our 4-legged friend, but we don't. Again, we are coming from this way. So we look at these numbers here. So we have some wits. We're both good. We have some care, not care. What do we have? Yes, Care. Sorry, we have some Care. Again, the range is great, but he's not very healthy at the moment, so we might pass on him. We have some great Force and some good Force here and here. And some great style. I think we might try the Bard again and go for some great style. No, we don't have great style. Good is speed we have. No, not style, speed. Okay. We do have Force. I think the Bard might try some great Force. So the number we have here is 807. So we will put that into the website, and it says there's no way out. Crouching, head in hand, you barely have time to brace yourself for the next impact. We are great on the Force. It's the clods of earth and small rocks rain down upon you. You must be standing in the worst possible position. Oh dear, this doesn't sound good, does it? When the hail finally stops, your back and shoulders are left with more bruises, than skin. We lose 3. So, oh dear. We are not doing too well, are we, on this? So let's see how we go with the next encounter. Middle of the pack. You come to a sudden halt as a snarling emanates from the undergrowth. Out in front of you leaps a vicious wolf, followed by 2 more behind. Their jaws are dripping and their eyes are fixed menacingly upon you. I can bypass this with a flaming torch, but I do not have the flaming torch. So how are we going to deal with this? We don't have any of this. I do have some good speed and some great speed. Some great Care, and some great Force. Perhaps I try and fight these. Do I try and fight these with my Force, the Bard, using some great Force? Or do we try and run past them with the Ranger's great speed and try not to die? Let's go with some great speed for the Ranger. So we have 3-2-0, encounter 3-2-0. Let's hope that this is better than the last one. You find a gap and make a dash for the bushes. You're running for what seems like forever. The forest lashing at your face, even as you feel the wolves snapping at your heels. We are great on the speed. They must be starving, and you surprise even yourself when you're able to outrun these supreme hunters. You pause for a moment to make sure you weren't followed, then spot something standing, hanging from a branch just above you. And I gain a healing potion. Ooh, that could be very useful. So a healing potion. Here you go, Mr. Ranger. Oh, that was a stroke of good luck, wasn't it? We have a healing potion. Restore up to 5 life. And remove any negative status effects from one character. Cannot revive fallen enemies. So, the thing is, if I use this now, I can restore 5 life. But it also gives me 5 victory points at the end of the game. But I think I am going to use it straight away and recover back up to 9. So that, I've used my healing potion. I restore 5 health points. And I will remove that. Okay. So we managed to outrun the wolves, and we came across a serpent. So, such strange tracks, like no animal you've ever seen. You are jolted by a sudden hissing sound and spin around to find yourself faced with a giant snake. It must be 30 feet long. Oh wow, that's one big snake. Okay, so how are we going to approach this? We can approach it with great care. We can approach it with great style with the Bard, great speed with the Ranger, or good speed. Well, we're not going to do good speed, are we? Or great Force, or good Force. Well, I am thinking great Care. I think Care is probably a good way to deal with this serpent. 6-2-1. So let's have a look. Let's see how we do against this serpent. This serpent. The sweat dripping from your brow is the only thing that moves as you stand frozen to the spot, hoping you won't be spotted. Its forked tongue vibrates through the air, searching for your unfamiliar scent. It can't find you, but it knows you are here. It slithers around until it brushes against your leg and feels your body heat. Its monstrous tail swings around to slap you in the side, knocking all the air from your lungs. Lose 3. Well, that was not very useful. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3 more to go before we get home. Let's see if we can survive. What we got next? A cold-blooded killer. Man, we found some wolves, a serpent, and now we found some form of reptile type thing. So, reptilian footprints as large as tree stumps dot the path ahead. Maybe there's a nest nearby. Suddenly you hear a roar and spin just in time to see the giant lizard poised for attack. We can bypass with the beast repellent. Again, we don't have that. So we can overcome this with speed. We can overcome this with force. We can overcome with this guile or wits. We've only got good wits. We don't have any of this at all. We've got some great force or some good force with the ranger, or some great speed. Do you think we could outrun this reptilian beast, or do you think we should fight? I think we should use some great force from the bard. So 2, 3, 7. 2, 3, 7. Come on, be a good one. 2, 3, 7. You pounce upon the creature's back, gripping desperately to its scaly skin whilst trying to avoid the lashing tail. It throws you viciously from side to side, but your grip is firm. When the monster begins to tire, you draw your sword and with the blunt edge bash the beast hard on the head. Become confident. Oh, so we have a status. So these are the statuses here. So if we find confident. So these last for 3 encounters. See this here, you've got 1, 2 and 3. And it gives you +1 to your particular stat, which in this case is style. So the bard is confident. In each encounter you slide this out and slide it again, and then once you've used it 3 times, or once the 3rd encounter is gone, you will then discard it. Good. So we managed to avoid the wolves, we got attacked by the serpent, and we managed to avoid this big cold-blooded killing reptilian. The next encounter, what have we got? Trouble brewing. There we go. So wisps of strange coloured smoke rise between the trees ahead, and as the vegetation parts, you catch sight of a thatched roof. An old crone is sat outside doing something with a large pot. We'll bypass this using our mysterious herbs, which we don't have. So we've got some good wits we can use it with. We've got some great care. Got some great speed. We don't have any of that again, so you could just run past. She's old. She's not going to be able to catch us, is she? Surely not. Or should we be careful? Ooh, I think we might try and use the great speed of the ranger. So speed great. 2, 2, 1. Like, she's old. Surely we can outrun an old lady. An old lady. We're a ranger. Let's see. The foul-smelling smoke conjures disturbing images in your mind. Dark, magical images. As the woman re-enters the cottage, you hurry through the gardens, hoping not to be seen. You dash between the planted rows before the woman can return. As you pass the cauldron, you spot something out of the corner of your eye, and you rush back to grab one of the more familiar-looking ingredients. We grab some beast repellent, which would have been useful for that, and that. But hey ho, we never know what we might find here. So, beast repellent. And if we don't use it, well, it's still worth 5 points at the end, which could come in useful. I'm going to put them over here. There you go, we've managed to avoid the old crone who was brewing up goodness knows what kind of potion. Okay, last encounter. In the name of the law. Have it. The artwork's pretty cool on these cards. I quite like the artwork. Halt, comes a cry. I have a warrant for your arrest. The night watchman looks seriously as he gallops towards you, towering over you on his impressive mount. Oh dear. Oh, we could bypass this using gold. We have the bypassing. We could just pay him off. That could be good. Or we got some great speed, but he's on a mount, so you probably might not be able to outrun him. We got some style. We could try and style our way out of this. Or some great care. or we could just bypass it. Like, quite like to keep my gold though. Could use it to repair some of my armor. I think we might go with a great style with the bard. He could sing him a song and hopefully get past the watchman. 9, 7, 8. Let's see how this goes. What coincidence, you reply heartily, because I also have a warrant for your arrest. Oh, that's brave of the bard. The guard is taken back. Don't be ridiculous. What for, he asks. It says robbery, stealing from the barracks. Very serious, you reply. The watchman looks shiftily up and down the road and whispers, look, just drop it. It was only a turnip, I promise. Well, there you go. We started our way at that nicely and we have reached the finishing post, the end of the encounter, the end of the quest. So, if you do not want to see what happens at the end, now is probably a good time to skip ahead and I'll give you a brief summary of what I think of the game at the end. But if you want to see the ending and how it all plays out, I'm going to show you now. So congratulations, we've made it home. So this is the chapter references here that we look at depending on what's happened. So we have all survived and we count up our points. So we count up our remaining life points, which is 7 plus 6, that's 13. We add any unused items, which are these. So we've got another 10, so that's 23, and add the number of artifacts, which is none. So we've got 23. So you come down here, we've got 20 plus, and all have survived. So we look at chapter reference 46. So we type that in, 46. Tells again, chants a chorus of tiny voices. You let out a huge yawn. Oh, isn't it past your bedtime? The children are causing chaos around the fire, jumping off chairs and fencing with sticks. Tell us apart with the monster, leads one of the older boys, in which one we faced 3 of the things. Just then the landlady interrupts. Enough! Now off home with the lot of you. As she herds the children towards the door, you feel a light pull on your cloak and look down to see one of the girls smiling at you from ear to ear. When I grow up, I'm going to go on an adventure just like you, she says. The end. So there you have it. That is a quick playthrough of Forest of Fate. Been enjoying this game a hell of a lot recently. Super quick setup, as you saw. Ton of different encounters. I don't think I've seen any of these encounters in my 5 or 6 plays that I've had so far. Just a load of them there, all do different things. Can be bypassed with all sorts of different items. You didn't even see these artifact cards, so some of the quests will give us artifacts. They're worth 10 points at the end of the game if not used, but can be used for their ability. There's a ton of items as well. We've got a rope, we get a dog, compasses, torches, a key, and some mysterious herbs, all used to bypass some of these encounters if you want, but again, cost you points at the end of the game. So it's weighing up whether it's worth spending these items to pass an encounter. Like I could spend the gold here to bypass the the watchman or the lieutenant or the night watchman, but I decided to risk it with some style and managed to stand my way out of it. Nice little RPG game, tell you on story. I think it'd be great for kids and families. I've got a 4-year-old and hopefully when he's a little bit older this would be good for him to play with. Lots of cool stuff, and again each of the characters, they have 2 different abilities each, so it has a ton of variety, super easy to set up. The app is super easy to use, literally just pop in your chapter reference and it tells you the story, and you then click whether you're bad, good or great, and it gives you the second part of that. And yeah, just super simple, super streamlined, nice smooth gameplay. That is the Forest of Fate. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to click the subscribe button in the top corner if you want to stay up to date with my content, and also all my social media links will be down in the show notes below. So be sure to have a look at my blog. I will review this on the blog as well, my final thoughts and my D4 dice reviews. So it's this playthrough, and yeah, check out the rest of my content on there. And if you like what I've done, subscribe to the blog and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate your subs. So that's it. Thank you very much. That's another video, and hope to catch you on the next one. Bye bye for now.